Good evening, everyone. The Northern Michigan Wildcats finished last week with a second-half comeback and overtime victory. Today, the Wildcats would find themselves in familiar territory, but with a slightly different outcome. The Northern Michigan Wildcats faced the Angelo State Rams from the Superior Dome. Rams led 20-3 in the third quarter, and that's where we pick up the action. Angelo State back to pass. It's intercepted by Julian Hornback, and this is, believe it or not, the first touchdown of the game for the Wildcats. Hornback, a pick six, but the Cats trail 20-10. Shea Brown added a rushing touchdown, make it 20-17, and then air it out. Aaron Harris down the field. Paris Woods all alone. Touchdown. The Wildcats, they're up 24-20. Angelo State took the lead back, but with 3 seconds left, Tyler Blackburn, he gets a 49-yard field goal after being iced 3 times, and an offsides call backed him up. So we head to overtime. Northern, they get the ball first. Second play, Shea Brown, corner of the end zone. He finds his man, Geronto Lewis. The Wildcats strike first. Angelo State, though, they would answer. Then the two traded touchdowns again, so we head to the third overtime. Northern on offense. Brown would look to the end zone, intercepted by Fred Lawrence. And all Angelo State had to do was score from 1 yard out. The handoff would go to Josh Stevens. And yes, as you saw it there a second ago, Angelo State survives 47-41 in triple overtime.
We have some resolve, and we're able to put up some big plays. At the same time, you got to create a consistent rhythm. And there's no reason to be in a situation where we're playing from behind the way we had here in the last 2 weeks.
Shea Brown would break the career passing yards record at Northern that had been there for 33 years. The record was originally 3,770 yards, held by Tom Bertoldi, who played from 1980 to 83. Northern is on the road against Grand Valley next week. Well, from Marquette to Houghton, Michigan Tech versus 7th-ranked Ferris State. Pick up the action in the second quarter. Bulldogs leading 10-7, and Ferris's Trevor Bergingham, that's a punt that really doesn't go far, and as Mike Ludlam had to figure out pie for me, but 3.14159 is what he said. That's how far it goes. Bulldogs at the 31. Brandon Cowie, though, on the option. He breaks a plane. That's 14-10 Huskies. Third play of Tech's next possession. Double pass. Brandon Cowie, John Williams, Escanabas. David Fallish is behind the defense. He makes the catch and maintains the possession. 57 yards later, that's a touchdown for him. Michigan Tech took a 21-10 lead into halftime. Bulldogs scored twice against the Wind in the third quarter. How about this? The Eastern Michigan transfer, Reggie Bell. He's gone for 58 yards in the score. Ferris grabbed a 24-21 advantage after 3 quarters. Into the fourth quarter, Huskies catch the Bulldogs unprepared. This is Marquette's Alex Sherbino, 9 yards out, and the touchdown. That gave Tech 28-24. However, this is how it ends here. With 7 seconds remaining, Wyatt Ford connects from 36 yards out, and that is the Bulldogs winning 30-28. The tide turned several times, especially early in the second half.
Normally I would have taken the win in the fourth quarter with a lead, but we felt the momentum was such a huge factor, and we had it going at the end of the second quarter with a stop, and so we wanted to kick off. We get the break right away, and then bang! I think we got 4 possessions in a row where we turned it over, and that was tough. That gave them the lead, and then of course we were battling into the win. But to our kids' credit, we went down, scored into the wind, and took the lead.
We fought all game, and the score shows that. We fought down to the last minute, and it was a hard one. And the past 2 years, we've been winning coin flip games, and just this one didn't go our way.
Fisher had 6 catches for 114 yards, but he couldn't get to the end zone on the final game after taking a lateral from David Walter. Each team committed 4 turnovers. Huskies will be on the road against Ohio Dominican next week. To the scoreboards, Finlandia falls to Lawrence 14-5, yes, 14-5 in Division I Big Ten action. The 5th-ranked Michigan Wolverines undefeated 51-14, and Wisconsin also undefeated. They beat Akron 54-10. A little high school football action on a wet day. Fans were out for the Wolves versus the Cougars in Eben. How about Cougars leading 8-0 in the first? Wolves senior Jordan Bellick finds the outside and scores from 14 yards away. That made it 8-6 Cougars after the failed 2-point try. The Wolves would also take the lead, though, in the second quarter on 2nd and 20. Jordan Bellick from 35 yards away, he finds a way to score. But Superior Central, they win this one 48-28. How about to the scoreboards in high school football? Cedarville puts a big old goose egg there on Bel Air, 50-0, and an 11-man football, Lakeland and Hubble. They win 45-15. To volleyball and the Rock Volleyball Invitational. Bella Nutini with the set, and Kaisa Holmstrom booms home the winner here for Hancock. They win their second set 21-8, and they also win the match 2-0. On the flip side, it's Houghton and Coach John Christensen. They're talking about their strategy. The Kingsford Flivers, Sydney Wickman, would find an ace here, but Houghton, they went on to beat Kingsford 2-0. And the Gremlins would defeat Hancock in the final as well, 2-0. The final from the Baraga Invitational Volleyball Tournament, Chassell wins. Moving along to the UW Parkside Invite, NMU falls to Upper Iowa, but beats Minnesota State Moorhead. Michigan Tech also in the invite. They beat St. Cloud State, or they fall to St. Cloud State and also swept by Minnesota Duluth. Lake State also in action. They are swept by Minnesota State and Upper Iowa. And finally, in Major League Baseball action, Tigers fall, and so do the Brewers. And of course, for more sports scores and highlights, you can visit us online at uppermichigansource.com.
Crazy day for sports.
Absolutely.
College football crazy.
Absolutely. Chippewas, what?
That was amazing.
That's all I can say.
Good to see the underdogs win, you know?
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ethan.